Hey guys, so this is a pretty easy going lesson about landforms in specific Florida. Which ones do we have? Which ones do we not have? In this picture here, we have a coastline, we have dunes. These are actually sea oats, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but there's a lot of different landforms in this picture. So we're going to start off talking about mountains. So obviously, well, I hope that you know that there are no mountains in Florida. We are below sea level. They are on Earth. So the mountain, the definition is a region of increased elevation on the Earth's surface that rises to a peak. So here are your mountains here. It's anything that it's an increase in elevation. It's formed by the collision of plates, and when land pushes into one another and rises the Earth's crust. So the Earth has plates, and when they collide, they'll go upward and create your mountain. Florida doesn't have any mountains, and sediment is actually what we will see in Florida. Pieces of the rock will actually break off and get into rivers, and that's the only thing that we'll see from mountains in Florida. The next type of land form is a glacier. It's a mass of moving, flowing ice. As snow and how it forms is as snow and ice build on a mountain, the glacier starts to move down your mountain. We do not have that in Florida. It's too warm. It's very large. An ice sheet is a type of glacier that's very large and covers a large area. So you've got, and as you guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but everyone's split up in definition, formation, specific to Florida. Okay, so now we're into things that we have in Florida. Lakes. We have a lot of lakes in Florida. Definition of a lake is a large body of fresh or salt water. The formation is fed by streams and rivers that carry water and sediment. We have over 30,000 lakes in Florida. The largest is called Lake Okeechobee, which is part of the Everglades. We all know that's gators are a big part of Lake Okeechobee or any lakes and any freshwater. Okay, sinkholes. Sinkholes can be scary. So sinkholes, the definition, is a hole in the ground that forms over time. It's formed, formation means formed. It's caused by a collapse of an underwater cavern. So in a cavern is this a cave that's underground, filled with water, and it basically just gives out. So you have like this little cave underneath, this little pocket, and it'll give out and create a hole, and then eventually that will fill up. So in Florida, many of our lakes are sinkhole lakes. So it'll fill up with water, and then it just becomes a lake. Many homes actually been destroyed by it. So let's say right here you have as you can tell, there's going to be caverns coming in here, and it occurs. This house could be pushed in. Rivers, large natural stream of water. It starts off as a smaller flowing body of water called streams at a higher elevation. In Florida, just a few examples are Hillsborough River, Peace River, and the Swanee River. This is actually Hillsborough River. I've been there many times. It's awesome. Hillsborough River State Park. A delta. Deltas are attached to rivers. The definition is a deposit formed by sediment that accumulate at the mouth of the river. It forms when rivers start to slow down, and the sediment, if you guys remember those, that's going to be like all the rocks and stuff. When it starts to slow down, you'll have these like buildup of dirt. Most of our rivers do not have sediment. So, because what happens is like the river goes really fast and picks up all the sand with it, and then when it gets to a certain point where it slows down, it'll just build. Well, Florida, all of our rivers are kind of slow flowing, so it's not picking up a lot of dirt. The exception to that rule is called the Apapalooka River. I'm sure I just butchered that. In the Panhandle, which begins in the Appalachian Mountains. So it brings the sediment down the mountain. And the reason why Florida doesn't have a lot of deltas is because we don't have mountains. A lot of the sediment comes from mountains. Because we're flat, that's also why the rivers are pretty slow. You don't have like the gravity going with it. So Apalachicola River. I think I got it right the second time. All right, coastlines. Love coastlines. A boundary between land and the ocean. It's formed by waves, wind, and sediment, so that will dictate the shape. For example, Florida, Gulf of Mexico. This is actually Honeymoon Island right here. So coastlines, probably my favorite of them all. A dune. So if you ever look and you see, that was actually in the first picture I had, if you ever see a big mountain or mound of sand or dirt, that is called a dune. You're finding either desert or beaches, anywhere there's sand. Wind direction and type of sand will change the shape of your dune. So as you can see the wind direction coming in, the sand will start to move up the slope, and then it will kind of slump down the other way. There'll be a question on your test about this. In Florida, form on the beaches, and it's important. So they form on our beaches, and it's important to protect them because a lot of it does help protect against high winds. Sea oats, they'll actually plant sea oats on it, help hold it in place. That's why we'll say like you can't go up there. It's like protected. It's because it's protecting your sea oats. Okay, so not too bad. That was a short one. So make sure you answered all your questions throughout, and that is it.